Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to Glasgow on this sunny Saturday afternoon. Why am I grinning? I'm grinning because I'm conscious that I've not done this kind of flying in a few weeks. A bit more than a few weeks really. So this is the kind of thing I do every now and again. I chuck myself into the deep end by doing an IFR ATC flight. I know for many of you this is your bread and butter. You do this kind of thing all the time. But it's something that I don't do very often, so I like to try and keep my hand in once in a while by doing a flight using all these different elements. And what we're going to do today, here we go, it worked, amazing. We are going to be flying from Glasgow, which is where we finished off. If you joined the stream last week, we were doing some HEMS work around here. Someone else has taken the helicopter back to Lossiemouth for us. We've had a week in Glasgow. Not touched a drop, and now we are heading up to RAF Lossiemouth. Now this will be quite interesting from the point of view, I've never flown into Lossie using BeyondATC. Obviously it's a military airbase, so I'm not sure how all that will work. Something I have noticed is that having generated the flight in SimBrief, it's given us a nice tailwind for landing at Lossie. So interested to see if the ATC does anything about that and changes it. I'm kind of hoping it will. Otherwise, it could be a little bit interesting. So let us grab the controller for the cameras. Oh, watch your switches. Got too many wires going on over here. Let's turn on the head tracking, if I can remember which button I did, and let's then center it. There we go. Right, so the good thing for you is that because I need to concentrate, I'm going to have to shut up a little bit while I think about some things. But I've just noticed, let's just quick check of the physical controls. Yeah, everything seems to be connected up. I do need to put the parking brake on. There we go. Let's have a quick look here because I need to get some fuel. We'll get a medium, get the click spot, come on. There we go. We'll get some fuel, so that's all good to go. Have I forgotten anything else before we do that? I don't think so. Let's open the door. It's getting a bit steamy in here. And I'm going to quickly, let's just jump outside. We've got to do a walk around. Got to be professional about this. I'm just going to run to the back before I do anything else and get that down. Hello to everyone in the chat. I hope you are well. Just checking that I've done that. Yeah, that's good. Jump back in. Right, let me just quickly have a look in the chat because it's rude to ignore you all. Iron Wing, this will be epic. I can't follow you as I wish, but if my work AME, but today, yes. Well, it's good to have you. And hello from Canada. Oh, I'd love to go to Canada one day. Ash, how you doing? Crescent, I never know how to pronounce that. Crescent J. It is a great day for flying the Aerostar. There's not too much cloud. The wind isn't too bad apart from what I was talking about at Lossie, which could be interesting. It gives you nice vectoring when flying out from the military bases. I often use it with the home military base as a starting point. Okay, that'd be interesting. Yeah, it's definitely going to be doing some vectoring. I've spoken to Lossie on frequency before when I've been transiting around into Inverness sometimes, but never actually landed there on ATC. Right, first things first. You don't need to see my ugly mug. Let's get rid of me. There we go. Now you can see a bit more of the screen. That's the thing you want to see. Right. Okay. Let's quickly jump. Battery. We'll do a quick check of the lights as it's been a few weeks. I'm going to get the landing lights on as well. I'm going to leave that there. Let's have a quick look over here. See how that's doing. Yes. Okay. Let's jump outside. This is going to be very relaxed, by the way. It's not a tutorial, as you've probably guessed. It's just a chilled out Saturday afternoon flight, which hopefully will be relaxing and enjoyable. Just looking at the lights at the moment. I'm going to try not to go on about it like I sometimes do in every minute detail. I think by now you know the score. Okay, so let's have all those off. That is fine. We can have the battery off now. That's all good. Just checking the switches in the right place. Yes. Okay. Let's drop some flappage. Okay, that'll do. That'll do, sunshine. Right, checklist. Let's try and be a little bit professional about this. Get that up. So we're going to do the pre-flight now. Yep. That's good. Okay. Right. Have a quick walk around, see if I can remember. There it is. Fuel is good, and we've got a few hours on it now, so that isn't the clear colour that it was originally. It's one of the wonderful things about AccuSim is that it really is that kind of living, breathing aircraft that changes over time, which is why we have to do these checks, because it will bite you very firmly on the arse if you don't. Right, let's have a look in the fuel. Yeah, that's looking good. Check the aileron. Nice. That's good. Let's see if I can remember. No, I knew I'd do that. I always get the crouch command and the kind of outsidey walk around command mixed up. There we go. All you got to do is press C. It's not that difficult. No squirrels hiding under there. Excellent. Okay, let's do a quick check here. No contaminants. Let's shuffle you along. There we go. Now, in some aircraft, doing this kind of thing would be an indulgence. It's almost like playing at doing a walk around. But actually, sorry, I just thought okay, yeah, thought it was misbehaving. In this, you really do have to. Otherwise, you get a shock. Let's check the fuse tank. Yeah, I can see it in there. In one of the recent updates, they changed the visibility of the fuel, so it's a lot easier to see what you're looking at. Right, we've got no one hiding in there, no squirrels. All is good. We are not transporting any squirrels today. Quick check of the rudder. Use that long arm reach. All good. Elevator nice and solid. Quick pop around here. I'm going to duck down, remove the chock, come back up. That's all nice and firm. Check the aileron. Aileron is good. Let us check the fuel. There we go. Fuel is as it should be. Lights are looking good. We checked that they were working, but just checking the physical aspect of them. Check the engine. There's no squirrels in there, and the prop is in good order. And then we have to kind of do this squeeze in here, pop up. There we go. Yep, that's a good. Get our head down. Don't want to knock ourselves out on the prop. That would be a bit embarrassing, wouldn't it? How else are we looking? Static ports clear. Nose is looking good. It looks like it's had a bit of a wash, which is good. Static ports clear, and I think that completes our walk around. Nothing else we need to worry about. So let's jump back in. Get the button right. There we go. No crouching now. Let's just close the door. Oh, They always do that. If you click the lower part, it puts you back into outside mode, but what you have to do is get that handle, and then everything goes peaceful. Oh, we've had quite a few more people join. Bomo, glad you're in the Aerostar. I've been meaning to fly it, but I've just not made the time to do it. It's time to rethink my priorities. Yes, it's a wonderful, wonderful aeroplane. So realistic, and I just don't fly it enough at the moment. I have a plan to do something with it, but I don't know if I've got the time at the moment. But if I do, then I'll certainly be streaming some of that. Northland, how are you doing? I'm glad you were able to catch it. It's good to see you. Mystic Dirk, hello mate, how are you? Ironwing, does the Aerostar have anti-ice features, or is it like the Comanche ice phobic? Yeah, Kraz and J. How the hell do I pronounce that? Kraz, shall I just call you Kraz? It has prop de-ice, and if I recall, some window heating. Yeah, it's got those, but it hasn't got anything on the wangs. Ash, are you going to be using the autopilot today or manually flying? I'm going to be using the autopilot for the boring bits, if I'm honest. The kind of procedures and the vectoring and that sort of thing, I'll probably hand fly it, but the straightforward airway stuff, I'm just going to stick on autopilot, because otherwise it will be mind-numbingly boring. Right, okay, so we've done that. We've done the pre-flight. Passengers are briefed. No one being sick in the back, please. Thank you. We haven't got any passengers. Should we get some passengers? Let's get... they don't like each other, so they're kind of sitting. So there you go. Right, fellas, you ready? Yeah. Okay. Right, that's all good. Come back here. Seatbelts are secured. Cabin door is... I looked over there because I was flying the Comanche yesterday. Yep, that is all locked. Battery ignition is off. Gear switch is down. Let's just lock off the head tracking while I'm doing this. Gear switch is down. Checking my physical gear switch as well. Flaps I'll put in the up position now. I'm on the wrong... Hang on. No, I'm on the right one. It brakes test for firm. It kind of threw me for a moment. Yeah, that's all good. Flight controls free. We'll do it again. Let me just move the... get you out the way. Get you out the way. Oh, get you out the way. There we go. That's all good. And rudder is all good as well. Okay, let's get rid of you again. See if I can click that without having... There we go. Parking brake is set. Yes. Switches are all off. Check. Battery can now come on. Okay, look, lock lights are green. I'm going to put the head tracking back on because I need to look down here to check that the trim is neutral. Yep, trim is neutral. I am going to turn on the beacon and the nav lights at this point because we're going to start winding things up. Hydraulic shut-off is open. Yes, it is. Fuel check. Yes. That's what we saw in the wing, and that's what we loaded, so that's all good. Low fuel warning is off. Circuit breakers are all in. I am not in the Comanche. I'm in the Aerostar. I went to look for the Comanche ones. Just quick check over here, and you do have to check in the ACUSIM stuff. You have to check because you never know when you've got one of these little babies popped out, and that's very embarrassing if you don't notice it and you take off and something goes wrong. Altimeter and clock set right. So I haven't set the altimeter yet because we need to call up ATC, and I'm going to do that when we have got the engine started. Moving to engine start, prop fully forward. So we're going to do both of those. We have mixture at idle cutoff, which it is. And we have throttle cracked. Going to put that there. And then just reminding myself, the starting procedure is that we... well, I can actually do this now and you can hear it. That's the fuel selectors on. so that's all good. That's not the fuel pump, it's the fuel selectors. And then we're going to put the fuel boost on, and then we watch it wind up, and then we prime it by pushing the mixture forward for 4 or 5, and then we pull it back, and then we start, and then everyone applauds because it starts first time. Let's see. Okay, so looking back over here, battery is on, low fuel warning. We have not got fuel selectors. We've done right fuel boost on. Check the instrument showing that. Mixture fully rich, 2, 3, 4. Wasn't concentrating because I was yakking, so let's see what happens. There we go. And the crowd goes wild. Just listening to it. Is that loud enough, by the way, for you guys? I've got it quite quiet in my earphones, so you can probably hear it a lot better than I can. In fact, let's just turn that up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so that's all good. We can now bring, we can now put the alternator on. Let's bring the engine back to 1000 RPM. Fuel boost off. There we go. And let's lean the engine and not do what I did in the Comanche video yesterday, where I leaned it so much we blew an engine cut just as I was rolling off the runway. That was embarrassing. You don't want to do that with an audience. Right, fuel boost on, check the instrument, yeah, mixture fully rich, 2, 3, 4, back. Come on, sweetheart. Okay. Bring it back to 1000. Fuel boost off. Lean the mixture. All lovely jubbly. Okay. Left alternator on now. And all is good. Right, warm up 1000 RPM, we're there, that's all good. Engine temperatures check, engine temps are doing their thing and kind of increasing, which is always good. Prop is fully forward, mixture, we're not doing the run up yet, so I'm going to leave that there as it is. And now we can just pause the checklist, and we can now stick on all our bits and bobs. I'm not going to be using the EDM. I will be using the TDS GTNXI.
TOS system test OK.
Great, thank you folks. Thanks for confirming on the audio. It's always good to know. Okay, we can ignore that. Ignore that. What I will do is just send that across. Now, you may be thinking that I'm being a little bit complacent in that I didn't do all this. Mike Smith, thank you for subscribing. It was very good of you. I actually checked it just before, but for those of you that haven't seen it, we can check in with the engineers and just check how everything's looking, but everything is looking absolutely blooming fantastic. And then we can see here, battery's good, alternator's working, power is going where it should do, so our electrical systems are all fantastic. Guy, how you doing, mate? Hope all is good with you. Okay, just checking my yoke. Felt a little bit wobbly, and the last thing you want is a wobbly yoke. Okay, let's get the route in. Let's lock off the head tracking, it makes it so much easier. Flight plan, menu, catalogue, menu, import. EGPF EGQS, there it is. Super duper paratrooper, activate. Now we have got a procedure. Our procedure is the foil 3 alpha departure. So we'll load that in. Foil 3 alpha, runway 23 checks, and transition foil checks. So that's all good. Oh, that's not good. You probably didn't see that, but my TDS GTNXI just crashed. I just got a little message coming up saying that it had crashed. But we're not going to give in. We're not going to give in. We're going to load that sucker back in again. Let's see. Exit TDS. You are going to... Yes, I am. I am. I want you to kill it. Okay. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. Where's it gone? Let's do this. See how that works. So what I'm doing is I'm just rebooting the TDS again. TDS software. See if that works. Not much seems to be happening at the moment. This could very easily end up being a helicopter stream if I cannot get this to... There we go. Right, that looks like it might be loading in now. Let's see what happens on the screens. Will they come to life? Come to life. There we go. Okay. Come on, you two. Let's start behaving ourselves, please.
TOS system test OK.
Yeah, I don't think you would have seen it, but I got a little box that popped up momentarily saying that it was logging the error. EGPF, EGQS, check the route, activate, yes, yes, procedure, departure, foil 3 alpha, yes, 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 load departure. That seems to have worked. No error messages, and it's cross-fed onto here as well. Bloomin' marvellous. Okay, that's all good. Iron Wing, I noticed those crashes happen when we get the EFB open. Is stowaway crashes are avoided? Is that the are we talking about the TDS GTNXI Iron Wing? Ash, Rob, is that autopilot an add-on? The autopilot, no, that's built into the... Oh, this is the TDS GTNXI, so it's not the autopilot, but it's the Garmin. It's the Garmin GPS system. What we have installed in the aircraft. Okay, right, so we've done that. I've loaded up the flight plan, so that's all good to go. Let's just do the old head tracking thing now. Stupidly, who's next me pad? As we're doing grown-up flying, I need to have a pad and pen ready, don't I? Ready for when ATC starts giving me things to do. Okay, let's get some ventilation on, because I can see the windows are fogging up a little bit. Okay, quick look over here. Just going to where is it? There we go. I'm just checking, because we can't reach up and touch the pitot heat head. I'm just over here just checking the amp, so when I switch that on we have more of a draw. So I'll leave the pitot heat on to warm up, and let's talk to ATC, because it would be rude not to, wouldn't it? So I need to get my BeyondATC window open. Just need to shuffle some windows around, bear with me. Ash, if you don't want to buy the TDS one, you can use the PMS. There's a free GTN. It's not the GTN XI, it's the GTN 750. But there is a freeware out there you can use instead. I like using the TDS GTN XI because it uses the actual Garmin trainer. So this is the Garmin trainer, official Garmin trainer software that's being used in there. So it's all a bit makes you feel right grown up. It does. Okay, come on. Let's start being a little bit professional, please. ATIS 129. I hope I can remember how to do all this. I have a feeling I might forget something.
Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 4,400. Temperature 07. Dew point -01. QNH 1014. Landing and departing runway 2. Tree. Transition. Level 06. 0. Advise on initial contact. You have information Lima. Glasgow Airport information Lima. 1526 Zulu. Wind 210 at 10. Visibility 10.
Isn't that nice? See, everyone wants to come to Scotland. We've got a, I presume that was an Australian who's now obviously living in Glasgow. That's what it's about, folks. Scotland is where it's at. Right. 121.705. 121.705. So we're now on ground. Glasgow ground. Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra. Request IFR clearance. I should have said the information I'd got. See if they tell me off.
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra. Glasgow ground. Expect runway 23. Foil tree Alpha departure. Squawk 6 3 for 2.
That was an interesting way of saying it. Expect runway 23, foil 3 Alpha departure, squawk 6342, Golf Mike Sierra, and we have information Lima. It's AI, it can deal with this kind of stuff. Dopey pilots that forget to say things.
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, read back correct. Call me back when ready for start or taxi.
Nobody tell him we've already started, okay? 3, 4, 2. On. Boof. There we go. So we're squawking the squawk. Our QNH is 1042. So
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, read back correct. Call me back when ready for start or taxi.
Wilco Golf Mike Sierra. I ignored him and he's upset. What did I say? 1014. I don't know why I said 1042. At least my hands did the right thing, even if my gob said the wrong thing. Right, that DG is set to slave. If we don't, then we have to worry about getting the HSI lined up with the Whiskey Compass, but that's all good. So, wrong button. Happy with that. Let's have that back on. Get the head tracking. I will catch up with everybody in the chat once we're in the air, by the way. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just being professional in it. Right. Okay. So warm up. Yes. Blah 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 blah. We're going to do that when we do the run up, and we're not necessarily going to do the run up here. So what runway have they given us? They've given us runway 23. I'm just having a look at my mappage. Excellent. Because I always forget. I kind of get towards the runway and then suddenly realise I've not done a run up, and then people say you can't do that. You've got to do a run up facing into wind. So I've got to find somewhere where I can weak the aircraft round and do a quick run up. Okay, quick look down. Yes. Let's have that on now. Everything is looking good there. I think we are ready for taxi. Are we not? I think we are. So a quick check. That's all good. Binky, no peanuts on this flight, mate. It gets messy. However, if you go right down the back there, just past that miserable blonde fella at the back, there is a pack of custard creams somewhere on the floor. Right, well, we're ready for taxi. Ready for taxi, Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra.
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, runway 23 taxi via Juliet Alpha Bravo.
Runway 23 taxi via Juliet Alpha Bravo Golf Mike Sierra. So we are going that away and that away and that away. So it's a nice, nice, relatively simple one. Famous last words. Okay, let's. Okay, you're not flying a helicopter. I keep doing that. My hands just reached for the collective. What a plonker. Quick check of the brakes. Brakes are working. Okay, let's proceed. Let's pull out from the jets. Oh, remember, you got to steer with the switch. Every bloody time I forget to steer with the switch. Gotta say, it is looking rather nice up here today. Come on, round the corner. Round the corner. One of these days, and I probably say it every time I stream, I'm just going to drive around the airport and just learn to steer this thing gracefully using the switch. It does look fantastic. There are some days where Atmos just seems to work really well, and this is definitely one of them. I love how the Atmos.
Speedbird 7 Hotel, ramp 18 taxi via Echo Golf Lima.
Ramp 18 via Echo Golf Lima, Speedbird 7 Hotel.
As a professional Speedbird pilot, they'll be sitting
Golf
in.
Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, contact Glasgow Tower 118.805. Have a good afternoon.
Tower on 118.805, Golf Mike Sierra. Now, I've just seen a rather nice area to do a run up. 118.805, transfer. I kind of want to keep out the way, but probably breaking some rules. I want to give myself some space. That's probably a little bit, yeah, you've gone a bit too far over there. You've broken a few regs. But my thinking is if I could just whack it...
Malta 9616, exit left at Delta.
Whack it round that way.
Exit left at Delta, with Malta 9616.
So now he sounds like a Bond villain. Right, so we're now in Mr. Bond, I wish you to die. Right, that's there. 1500. Quick mag check. Oh. There we go. Yeah. Yep, all good. Engine instruments are rather marvellous.
With Malta 9616.
We'll do another
Monitor
quick check
ground
of that.
121.705.
Gyro is good.
Have a good afternoon.
We're going to cycle the props.
Ground 121.705, with Malta 9616.
I just realised I am chucking things around and not necessarily quite following the checklist. I should have done that at a slightly higher RPM at 2100. So that was a little bit low, but that is all fine. Okay, now we're going to get the strobes and the landing light on. That's all good. Before takeoff, yes, 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 yes. Fuel pumps on. And we've got the radios on. We've done that. We don't need to worry about flap. Don't need to worry about that. Whenever a pilot says you don't need to worry about that, you know you're in trouble. And we're good to go. Glasgow Tower, Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, ready for departure runway 23.
Golf Delta, Romeo Mike Sierra, Glasgow Tower, wind 210 at 10, runway 23, cleared for takeoff.
Copy the winds and clear for takeoff runway 23, Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra. Right, get the switch, you bloody idiot. I'd left the switch in the wrong position. There we go. Can we please have some semblance of professionalism when operating at a major airport, for crying out loud? Honestly. Good God, whoever let this man in a cockpit. Let's just line up. Looking rather splendid, isn't it? Oh, I just remembered, I think I've got on this switch here, I've got a center the nose wheel. Right, quick check. All is good. I've got that in GPS SS, so that's all set up. I have got my charts. I've got that there. Follow own ship, and I've got my departure. So there we go. Fantastic. Let's go. Positive rate of climb, gear up. A little bit of trimmage. Farewell to Glasgow. Nicely.
Golf Delta, Romeo Mike Sierra, contact Scottish Control, 127.275.
Where's your diction, sir? Scottish Control. Goodness gracious. Contact Scottish Control on 127.275, Golf Mike Sierra. Youth of today. 127.275. Transfer. Okay. Scottish Control, Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra with you on the Foil 3 Alpha departure from Glasgow. Now, I should have said what I was climbing to, but I confused myself because I've not been...
Golf Delta, Romeo Mike Sierra, Scottish Control identified.
Right,
Climb to flight level 090.
Love that accent. Climb to flight level 090, Golf Mike Sierra. Bless her heart, that's an accent that is.
All aircraft be advised, information Mike now current. QNH 1014.
Have the fuel pumps off. Now, one thing you cannot do in the Aerostar, and I got told off by a real-world Aerostar pilot for doing this, is lean in the climb. So I'm going to leave that exactly where it is. Just looking over at the chat. I will catch up with the guys. I can't really read it all, but the Bishop of Barton, Your Eminence. What package are you using for the ATC? Again, I'm using BeyondATC, and I've got the deluxe voices or whatever they call them. I rarely fly with ATC, to be honest with you, so buying the premium voices kind of goes a long way for me. What was the transition? Was 6,000 feet, wasn't it? So I'll just leave it there for the time being, and then we'll go on to standard. Although we're not far off it now. It is looking rather splendid. I'll be very pleased if it stays like this all the way to Lossie. You might get to see some scenery. How are we doing in the back? Good God, he looks terrified. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. He blinked. It's like we've got Invasion of the Body Snatchers in the back. So yeah, I kind of said in the video description, but you may not have caught it because who reads it, to be honest. Look at that, fantastic. This is the first of 2 streams today. I was flying Hems helicopter down here last weekend, and we finished off in Glasgow, so I am flying back to Lossie in the Aerostar, and then tonight, I'm not sure at what time at the moment, but tonight we are going to do a good old solid Hems session in the H145 up in the Cairngorms, around that area. Run a few missions and see what happens. That will be multiplayer, so if you want to fly along, you won't be able to see the mission assets, but you will be able to come on a magical mystery tour, and I promise no singing, and you can yeah, have a chilled out helicopter flight. Hopefully, that is the plan. Right, keeping that climb in. We're coming up to the transition altitude, so I am going to, because I'm impatient, knock it back to there. So we're on the standard. Cut that corner a little bit.
Golf Delta, Romeo Mike Sierra.
Right, love.
Contact Scottish Control 119er.
But I was liking your voice, love.
875.
Okay. Contact Scottish Control 119 decimal 875 Golf Mike Sierra. 119.875 transfer. If I got that right, yep. Scottish Control Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra on the Foil 3 Alpha departure from Glasgow, climbing to flight level 90, passing flight level 65065. And if that doesn't confuse you, nothing will.
Coast Guard 224 Zulu, contact Aberdeen, approach 135 decimal 175.
Contact Aberdeen, approach 135 decimal 175. Coast Guard 22 for Zulu.
That's the kind of voice you want to hear from a Coast Guard pilot, isn't it?
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, Scottish Control, good afternoon, identified. Continue climb to flight level 090.
Continue climb flight level 090 Golf Mike Sierra. That Coast Guard pilot was in command and in control. Right, quick look around.
Scottish Control, KLM 55. Charlie, good afternoon, flight level 390.
KLM 55 Charlie, Scottish Control, radar contact.
Definitely cut that corner there.
KLM 55 Charlie, descend to flight level 120.
Descend to flight level 120, KLM 55 Charlie.
We're in the cloud, we're in the cloud. I cannot see a bloody thing. There we go. That is what IFR is all about. If you don't get at least 10 seconds of not being able to see anything on an IFR flight, then you are just cheating. Just doing a bit of trimming. Keeping that climb in. Let's have a bit more power as we have climbed. Approaching flight level 90. Start anticipating the need to level off. By the way, when I talk, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm talking to myself more than anything. Just trying to remind myself of what I need to do. So for God's sake, don't ever think this is in any way some kind of tutorial. When I start saying, right, now I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that.
Easy 3039, turn right, heading 310, climb to flight level 360.
Absolutely.
Turn right, heading 310, climb to flight level 360, easy 3039.
Overshot that one, didn't I? Right, can we have some trim, please? Can we have some trim? Because I'm having to fight with the yoke at the moment, which is because I haven't quite got it properly trimmed out yet for level flight. And we've got another right hand turn coming up. We're still quite not there with the altitude.
Easy 3039, contact London Control 118.775.
Contact London Control 118.775, easy 3039, bye-bye.
We've overshot that turn as well. I do love these flights because they because I so rarely do them, it absolutely exposes your weaknesses to yourself. Like not quite being ahead of the flight path, so that we're kind of overshooting. We undercut the first one, but now we've overshot the last couple of turns because I'm too busy messing about doing other things. It's inexcusable. And it shouldn't happen. You can see a bit of the ground down there. But it is a tad murky. Okay, let's anticipate the turn now, you absolute wally. And what has happened to your altitude? Don't worry, lads, don't worry. So we didn't anticipate that at all enough. It's one of those videos where someone in the comments will say, "Oh God, I can't believe
turn right, heading 305,
he makes videos when he can't even follow a flight path."
Turn right, heading 305. Climb to flight level 410, Moonflower 9041.
Okay, let's get that back on track. Ease it in. What's the trim doing? It's interesting, the trim is all over the place today. Just when I think I've got it nicely trimmed out, it suddenly decides it's going to do something completely different. Okay. There we go. So we're now on the en route phase. So I am going to put us on to no heading altitude. Let's just let things stabilize. A quick check, the autopilot is on, the auto trim is on. This is in GPSS mode, which means that we've got a GPSS box of tricks that's translating the modern talk from the GPS to old school, so you want me to what? Century 4 autopilot. That's basically what that's about in a nutshell. So that's working fine, and we are on course. We are at flight level 090. Our fuel is fantastic. Let's have the landing lights off now that we can. We've done that, and everything is good. I have got some heat on here. What is the temperature? The temperature is 20 degrees, so you lot are absolutely fine. No whinging about the temperature, thank you very much. And there you go. Let's have a look outside. Beautiful. Over the mountains. Right, let's just lock that off there, and then I can finally have a quick catch up with the chat and find out everyone's saying, oh, you did that wrong, you did this wrong. Where did I get to? Here we go. Binky, custard cream's not good for dunking with my tea and medals. A bit disappointed. No, I agree with that. A chocolate hobnob is far better for dunking, in my opinion. Ironwing, I love Atmos, but the combo chase plane FS Realistic Atmosphere is the best period. Do you know what? I've not got FS Realistic. Okay, let me start again. I've not got FS Realistic Plus. I had FS Realistic in 2020. Turn this blooming thing on now because I can actually talk to you. Yeah, I had FS Realistic in 2020, but I'll be honest with you, I never really used it, and I don't know if that's because...
EG20 November Bravo, turn right, heading 300.
I don't know if that's because using head tracking, your head's moving anyway. But I never really did much with it. Shoestring, hi Rob, hope you do well. Any chance of seeing a simulated asymmetrical approach and landing? Shoestring Media, absolutely not. Not on this flight. I love it when someone does that. Ironwing, nice lineup. The Bishop of Barton, hey, good to watch another session. It's good to have you here. What package are you using for the AC again? Oh, I answered that, didn't I? That was the BeyondATC. Kraz, I've been leaning in the climb all the time. Good to know not to do that again. You've reminded me.
Contact Aberdeen, approach 135.175, Logan 45, Echo Whiskey.
Just listening. Interesting.
Moonflower 9041, contact London Control 118.775. Have a good afternoon.
Center on 118, decimal 775, Moonflower 9041.
Guy,
Have a
ATC
good
has a
afternoon.
commanding voice. Must be the Royal Navy flanker. Fly Navy! Chinook, how are you doing? Gut Grinder, how do you even keep track with the ATC? I have to ask them 3 times the transponder code every time. I've got a bit of paper, mate, and I've learnt the hard way, or actually remembered from when I, believe it or not, did some flying training years ago, to write it down. Sparky, how are you doing, mate? I hope all is good with you. Well, there we go. We fit some cloud again. Sorry, that was the wrong button. Let's and God, I reach for the collective again every time. Every time. Straight into the top of a cloud. Let's have a quick look at what is going on with my charts. So yeah, I don't know how far I got with waffling before. So yes, this is stream number 1 of the day, and then tonight at some point, not sure when, we'll be doing the H145 stream. And like I say, if you want to come along, you are more than welcome. Be on the Western Europe server and flying out of RAF Lossiemouth, and then I'm probably thinking I will kind of force it to do
KLM 55
some
Charlie,
search and rescue
flight
stuff
level
down in the hills,
090.
And do a bit of that.
Descend to flight level 090 KLM 55 Charlie.
Interesting, getting something slightly different. One of the things with AccuSim is it is very much, your aircraft is very much alive, and I can see that I've got a slight difference between my engines on my manifold pressure there. I'm just pulling back my left engine just to try and match it up, but interesting, we have a slight difference there. Let's have a quick look at what the engines are doing, because that's always quite interesting.
KLM 55 Charlie, contact Glasgow approach 119.1.
Contact Glasgow approach 119.1, KLM 55 Charlie.
Interesting. Interesting. Those flashing dots, by the way, you know this anyway, but just in case you don't, those flashing dots is simulating the spark plugs. And if the spark plugs are fouled, those dots get smaller. So there's a reason for everything being on there.
Centre on 118, decimal 775, easy 20 November Bravo.
That orange colour there indicates that we're not running as lean as we could be. I've not done this for a long while. Let's see if I can remember. Okay. So I'm just leaning ever so slowly. So it's captured there.
Scottish Control, Speedbird 6 Echo,
there.
flight level 217.
So I'm just bringing the
Speedbird 6 Echo, Scottish Control
levers
identified.
back ever so. Okay, we've reached peak there. Not quite on the. We've reached peak there now. So we want 50. Or thereabouts. Have to make such tiny movements with the mixture. It's very tricky to get it bang on, so I'm just looking for thereabouts. There we go. I'm going to leave it there. And you can see now these are green, so the green is indicating that we are running at an economical rate of lineage. And interestingly, no, if I bang, yeah, we've still got a bit of a difference between the two engines there, so that's interesting. Left engine is just producing a little bit more power than the right. Right, quick catch up with the chat. Ash had that yesterday on my manifold pressure. Sparky, running rich, you have fuel to burn. Oh dear, Sparky, you are a backseat flying instructor, I have to say. We've leaned out a little bit more now, so you'll be happy. Okay, so that's all sorted. It's lovely. Cannot see the ground much. See a little bit. I think that's a little bit of snow on the mountain tops. Yeah, I think that's a little bit of snow on the mountain top down there. Yeah, I was saying earlier on, this isn't the kind of flying I do a lot of. I'd much prefer to be down there, low in one of the valleys or something like that. But this is kind of a skill set that I guess it's worth working on in the sim. I'll never want to fly tube liners or anything like that, but to fly like this in an aircraft like this is kind of good fun. And this isn't a particularly long flight. Let's have a look. This is where we are. Let me just bring this over a little bit, expand it. So we took off from Glasgow and we are just coming up over here now. Newtonmore here. Here's Aviemore. This is the area that will be this is the area that we're going to be flying in later on, hopefully. I'm going to try and manually set this as the area of operations, and then we can do some search and rescue. Not sure, Sparky. It might be, I'm guessing it might be around about 7 o'clock, but I'm not entirely sure at the moment, mate. We shall see. I think is that lock. Did look at, is that lock lagging? It's not lagging, is it? But it's not marked on the map. Or is it Etiv? Anyway, how the hell is everybody in the chat? It's good to see you all. It's not often I stream on a Saturday afternoon and a Saturday evening, so oh, look at those hills there in the light. How beautiful. So yeah, it's good to be here. Good to be here. What about you two in the back? You cheered up at all? Hey? Come on, tell me a joke. Okay. They're not happy. Someone told them that they were going to be hitching a lift with a search and rescue helicopter pilot, and they it made them feel all warm and fuzzy until they actually got in and started hearing me talking about things, and then they got a little bit nervous. There's some nice detail. The hills. Heliflyer, how are you doing? I'm not in multiplayer for this flight, Heliflyer, but I'll be doing a HEMS flight later on tonight. Or I say later on tonight, not late tonight, although I probably will end up being late tonight, but this evening. Because this uses BeyondATC, you can't have multiplayer on, because it needs to be able to control the traffic and all that kind of stuff, so it's not there. Yeah, it is, Bishop. It is a little bit different to being low down in the H145. That's for sure. Iron Wing, runway 23 for landing. Yes.
Speedbird 6 Echo, contact Glasgow approach 119.1.
I don't know if you caught it at the beginning.
Glasgow approach 119.1, Speedbird 6 Echo.
But I was making the point that
Gemstone 57
for some reason SimBrief had given me a landing runway direction with a tailwind.
Center on 118.775. Gemstone 57 Echo Bravo. Have a good afternoon.
I don't use this kind of stuff very often, as you can probably tell, but it does seem to do that a lot at the moment. I sometimes find that SimBrief will give me a runway that isn't in sync with the direction, and I deliberately left it because I wanted to see how the ATC. I want to see what BeyondATC does. If it doesn't do anything, then I might request a runway change, because I don't really want to be landing with a tailwind. That would just be silly. Shoestring, when you land, don't get tempted to drink your poos in the officer's mess to be fit for the 145. Yeah, no, it's very true, Shoestring. Don't worry, the only thing that will be passing my lips is a cup of tea. 8 hours, bottle to throttle, and all that kind of thing. How are we doing over here? Everything is fine. Nothing to worry about there. Let's just lock that off again, and then I can look up here. Chinook, about to start work at 6 AM on a Sunday. Of course, if you're in New Zealand. Good God, is it coming up to 6 AM? Wow. Well, have a good time at work. Hopefully you've got a job that you actually enjoy, so me saying have a good time at work actually means something. But yeah, it's one of the amazing things about doing this kind of streaming is you have people joining from all over the world, which is, when you actually think about it, is bonkers. It really is, for an old fart like me, to think you've got people watching from America and New Zealand, and here we are flying over the mountains in Scotland. Bit of snow there. It is incroyable, as they say in France, but they don't say in these parts. Just rechecking my map, just coming up on Gussie, which we are. Yeah, no worries, Helifly. If you fancy coming along later for some heli-whoppering, that will be it. Iron Wing, that landing will take us to church. Let's buck up and enjoy it then. I don't think we'll be doing it, as I say, if unless ATC changes it, I'm going to request that we do not land on 2-3. In the past, I've been guilty of just going with the flow and not anticipating it, and then when ATC does change it, then I'm surprised. But I'm kind of hoping, that's why I've left it, I'm kind of hoping ATC picks up on it. I'm hoping ATC gives me a different runway and not the one that SimBrief has given me. Look at that, I've got the old logo mug. That was the old logo. I need to get a mug with a new logo on it.
Blue Max 5889, contact London Control 118.775, bye-bye.
That's a great call sign. Blue Max. Oh, you work at the airport? Oh, fantastic. That will be a busy life for you then. Guy, Rob, I have to go, but I have to go, but I haven't to go in a sec, but we'll return later when you get to the aircraft with correctly mounted. Alright mate, I'll see you later. We might need link support. Ooh, here's a boring little story for you. So here we are on the map. Over here is Lockendorp. When I was a kid, I used to go here fishing with my dad when we lived up here, and I came back here some years later in an old Volkswagen Passat diesel, and it broke down.
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, radar
right
vectors,
there.
runway 05. Report ready for descent.
Yes, it's given me a different. It's given me a different. I love you. I love you, ATC. Radar vectors, runway 05, and we are ready for descent. Golf Mike Sierra. Yes.
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, Lossiemouth Air Base Airport landing runway 05.
Just changing the runway on my map. Not that one. Lossiemouth Air Force Base, airport landing, runway 05, Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra. Right, let's get rid of that because we're about to start.
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, contact Lossie approach 119.58.
Contact Lossie approach on 119.58, Golf Mike Sierra. Yeah, I know what I know exactly what you mean, Iron Wings, but I have to say I'm chuffed to bits that it has actually it's you know, the ATC logic has worked and it's given us a more, you know, a correct landing runway. 58. Lossie approach, Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, inbound to Rimon at flight level 090.
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, Lossie approach QNH 1013, expect the visual approach runway 05.
QNH 1013 and expecting the visual approach runway 05, Golf Mike Sierra.
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, descend to flight level 080.
Descend to flight level 080, Golf Mike Sierra. Okay, so stop reaching for the blooming collective. Honestly, right, so we will go into attitude mode and oh, I just need to remember, oh, it was this one, wasn't it? So if I press my attitude hold button or attitude cancel button, I can adjust using the yoke and it should hold that attitude, and it does. Amazing, isn't it? Good old school autopiloted.
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, turn right, heading 095, vectors for the approach.
Right, heading 095, vectors for the approach, Golf Mike Sierra. Right, I am actually going to let's just quickly establish what we're doing. Autopilot off, and he said right 095. Hold on to your hats, folks. Autopilot is off.
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, descend to flight level 047.
Descend to flight level 047, Golf Mike Sierra. Right, let's just, so I remember, 95. Centered a bit better. We're flying into a Royal Air Force establishment now, so we must look professional. There's the coast. Golden sands and water that would freeze the sphericals off a mountain line. Okay, quick check. How are we looking? That's all good. That's all good. Happy with that. Let's get the landing lights on now. We've still got a way to go, but we are descending, and one less thing to think about. There is no, it's not. Or is it? No, I was going to say that's Kinloss, but it's not quite. Kinloss is over there. There's Findhorn Bay. Rob, shut up. You're not a tour guide. You're meant to be flying the bleeding aeroplane, sunshine. Honestly. Come on. There we go. There we go. 47. Trimage. Open the taps. That was the other thing the real world auto Aerostar pilot told me off for doing. Was not flying with enough power. I was kind of I was being a bit more gentle with the manifold pressure, coming back to about 2000, and he said, no, when we fly the Aerostar we fly 24-24, full beans, no messing. It's meant to be a fast aeroplane, so don't be soppy with it. And so yeah, there you go. Right, how are we doing over here? Just check the map. Follow, yep. That's
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra. Descend to 1,000 feet, QNH 1013.
Oh, 1,000 feet. Descend to 1,000 feet, Golf Mike Sierra.
Negative QNH 1013.
Oh, I'm sorry. QNH 1013, Golf Mike Sierra. Don't ignore ATC
Golf
when they
Delta Romeo Mike Sierra. Airport is at your 10 o'clock 13 miles. Report the field in sight.
Oh! Field in sight, Golf Mike Sierra.
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra. Cleared visual approach. Runway 05.
Cleared visual approach, runway 05, Golf Mike Sierra. Okay, while we're doing that, I wonder, yes, just activate it. Sivu play, me old China, there we go. So let's have mixture fully rich now. We can have fuel boost on.
Golf Delta Romeo Mike Sierra, no tower services available at Lossiemouth Airbase. Frequency change approved. Bye-bye.
I beg your pardon. Frequency change approved, Golf Mike Sierra. I beg your pardon. What the hell is going on? Okay, well, no ATC now. So that's what happens. It obviously can't cope with the military airbase, perhaps. Doesn't have enough data on it, maybe. But that's okay. That's okay. We are going to do our thing. There's 05. Shut up. Keep that descent in. Although interesting. So they told us to descend to 1,000 feet, which is blooming low. So now that we're not talking to ATC, I'm just going to shallow out that descent. Come back on the power a little bit. Right, let's dangle the Dunlops. Check the trim. I have to say I'm very disappointed with the standard of the air traffic control service today. Telling me that there's no one in the tower. Don't believe you. Wouldn't have happened in my day. Right, okay. So some flappage. And now we're starting to intercept the glide slope. Need to adjust a little bit. Quick check. We have 3 greens. Props fully forward. Mixture's fully rich. Fuel pumps are on. Trim, trim, trim. Trim is your friend. It's a famous Broadway song, that. Okay, let's dial in now. Getting some stuttering going on, which is interesting. Just adjusting the trim again. It's amazing. I know you know this anyway. It's amazing how easier it is to fly an aeroplane when it's correct.
500.
There we go. Let's get back on that glide slope, please. See the Royal Navy parked off there. Guy will be happy. This, of course, is Nick B007's Lossiemouth on flightsim.to. Cracking piece of scenery it is too. Kill the flappage. There's our helicopter base. Just there. There it is. We'll be there later. Near the fire engines. They ain't stupid. Okay, let's just come back a little bit on the old power. Or speed rather. And then we're going to taxi off up here. There we go. Okay, quick check. Let's have landing lights off and strobes off. Now, as this is fixed wang, we'll park her up by the jets, or near to the jets. Oh, that's handy. Just sneak round the back of him. Get out of the way. Flicketh the switcheth. There we go. We'll settle down in front of the tower here. Hello everybody, hello, yes it's us, we're back. There we go, parking brake on. Just going to open the throttle because I just realised I didn't lean the engines off when we came in, so just burn off any crud that's on the sparks. Okay, and there we go. Fuel pumps off. We can have that all off. That all off. In you go. In you go. In you go. Deselect the fuel tanks there and nav lights off, 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 off. Anything else? What I need to have done? No, everything is absolutely fine. Right, fellas. Oh, God, there's just no pleasing some people. Right, well, there we go. Anyway, quick catch up with the chat. Prepare for interception by an F-16. Aidan, how are you doing? We're there now, mate. We're there now. Sorry I'm a bit late catching up. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated. Bishop, what time is your HEMS flight? Not sure at the moment. I'm guessing it's going to be around about between 7 and 8 o'clock, I should think. Something like that. Got a couple of things that I need to do, first of all. But I would think it would be round about then anyway. I may, if I get a better idea of the time, I might put something in the Discord. Yes, we have a Discord if you haven't seen it. Well, I hope it's been doing it. Streamlabs, yeah, Streamlabs has been putting the link to the Discord in the chat. So if you're on Discord, then and you want to join, come along and say hello. Really good bunch of people. There's a helicopter channel, there's a general aviation channel, there's a warbird channel, and then there's like a general chat channel and that kind of thing. But really nice bunch of people. So you are more than welcome to come along. And for anybody who's coming along later on, I cannot wait. I'm really looking forward to this. Hopefully a good few hours non-stop HEMS search and rescue stuff up in the mountains. I will almost certainly cheat on the time because I kind of want to do it on daylight rather than in the dark. Maybe do one in the dark just for fun, just because it's funny enough, it's easy to see the scenery in the daylight. But hang on. Oh, let's just change that zoom. That light and the sky. We are home at Lossie. Here we go. It's a great bit of scenery, this. And it's free on flightsim.to. Amazing. Anyway, I'm waffling, but I'm getting carried away looking at the scenery. Yes, if you are into the helicopter-y stuff and you want to come along, like I said before, you won't be able to see the mission assets and you won't be able to fly the mission, but you'll be able to fly along and just have a mystery tour. I don't know where we're going to end up. It's wherever the mission generator sends us, which always makes it interesting. So we just have to take it as it comes. Anyway, look, it has been wonderful having you along. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I will leave you to carry on with your Saturday, but hopefully I'll see some of you back later on when we shall be doing the old virtual life-saving stuff, which is always good fun. But in the meantime, thanks for coming along. Thanks for putting up with my waffle, and I shall see you on the channel again soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.